Hi and welcome to 15 Minutes of Fame. I'm Jeffrey Driscoll.
And I'm Jim Kerr.
Let's get started here, Kersey. Let's start as we normally do with the Edmonton Oilers. Ryan Whitney, their leading point getter, best defenseman, best team leader, one of the best team leaders, and in my opinion, Norris Trophy candidate, was injured this week. Really injured, it looks like. So he might be gone for the rest of the season. Is this a big hit to the team, Jim?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's tough. But someone's going to have to step up here. But without Whitney, he's, as you say, the leading point getter. He's, creates a lot of offense for the team. He's starting to get on the board too, goal-wise. But that's going to be tough for a team that's struggling a bit defensively.
Does this give a chance for someone like Sean Bell to come up and maybe prove that he's part of the NHL equation for the Oilers?
Absolutely. It gives every defenseman on the Edmonton Oilers a chance to try and step up and be even a top four guy. But unfortunately, Whitney was a number one, not by circumstance. He was a number one defenseman because he's that good. Right now, we're going to have a number one by circumstance, but maybe that experience, the extra minutes, will help some of the guys like Gilbert, Smead, help those guys along to get to the next level.
Before we picked up Whitney, though, Jim, I mean, the Smeads and the Whitneys, or Smead and the Gilberts and stuff, they were given chances to be number one defensemen. We're asking them to step up now. It would have been nice to see them step up before. It'd be nice to see one of these guys do that, but I don't know. Maybe
it's a year later. They're still young.
Yeah, that's exactly
the more
right.
experience you have, and that now, having had that experience last year, I would assume they learned something from that, and maybe this is the year.
Jordan Eberle goes out with what turns out to be a high ankle sprain. Looked like it might be a break. They did the X-ray and it doesn't seem to be there's going to be a break. But is this another year like last year, Jim, where there's like crazy amount of man games lost due to injury?
Why does it have to happen to the good players?
Unbelievable.
I honestly think it's just the bumps and the bruises that you see on any team, any given season, but it seems to be kind of selective when it comes to the Oilers.
Yeah, Horkoff, Habibulin, Hemsky, Whitney, Eberle. Why couldn't it happen to, the fourth line?
No offense to those guys.
No.
I just hope it doesn't happen to Ryan Jones. He's my guy.
Yeah,
happened to him in NHL 11 the other night. Wasn't too happy about that.
Unbelievable. But at least it's not in real life.
Thanks,
right?
Santa.
Speaking of Sidney Crosby, actually this isn't speaking of Sidney Crosby at all, but he had his 25-game point streak ended this past week at 50 points in 25 games. What do you think about that there, Jim?
Well, I like the streak. I'm not a huge Crosby fan, but I am upset that it's over because it's fun when there's somebody chasing something, chasing something special, chasing a record, anything like that. But 2 points a game over 25 games is pretty flipping good.
Yeah, especially in this post-CBA kind of environment. You don't see people put together streaks like that. So.
And that's why it's exciting, because there's a guy scoring at will.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Sidney Crosby, continuing, this week was a Winter Classic held in Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Washington Capitals. It was rain delayed, and then till late in the evening. There was a lot of hype going up to the Winter Classic. Did you feel that it lived up to that hype, Jim?
What did you expect?
Well, I don't know. I guess I'll just list the things, like they had this great alumni game beforehand with Mario Lemieux licensing up for the first time in 5 years, not televised.
Okay.
What did you expect? It's just an alumni game.
Just an alumni. It's not a competitive game. Personally, if I happened to sit down in front of the TV and it was on, I'd maybe watch it. I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it.
I would have gone out of my way to watch it.
But why?
I just the caliber of players.
The caliber of players.
They're not high up anymore. When they were good,
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I thought it would have been nice.
If that's why you're hating on the Winter Classic,
that's not enough. Absolutely. Okay. So my second problem with the Winter Classic was, again, with the hype. You had this HBO series that I've been watching going on beforehand, and it was made a big deal in hockey circles and a lot of hockey blogs and stuff like that. And every single one was Crosby, Ovechkin, and then
they were there.
Yeah, they were there, and then the game comes, and Ovechkin didn't look all that great. Crosby didn't get a point. It just wasn't as high as I think the expectations.
Let me tell you something about hockey.
What's that?
It's a team game.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. There's
It's not just 2 players?
Yeah, there's actually 4 lines on each team.
Oh, amazing.
So one player is on one of those lines.
Yeah.
No, I disagree with that. They were... I thought they looked fine.
They looked just fine.
You know, Crosby's a setup guy.
Yeah.
Just as much as he is a goal scorer. He had some setups that didn't go in. He got smoked at one point.
Yeah, he did. He got hit hard. Yeah.
Ovechkin had one that was disallowed because of a pick and roll
Whatever.
by Mark-Andre.
Yeah, the old basketball play. Yeah. That's fun. And then one of the other things I didn't like about the Winter Classic was the rain, was the 10 degrees Celsius, you know. When the first
Jeff,
regular season...
Are you hating on weather?
I'm hating on weather in the States. When I was at the Heritage Classic in Edmonton in 2003, I froze my toes off. And it was minus 20. And, you know, I just thought that's how hockey should be. Plus 10 with rain delays? Nah, I just don't think that's... I liked it better when there was snow falling, when they had it years previous. Again, maybe I was hyped up too much. That's more my fault than probably...
What I'd like to know is that unseasonable for Pittsburgh?
I don't know. Plus 10 degrees on January 1st?
I mean, this winter we've had some pretty...
nice and
favorable
days. Yeah, I don't know.
I think you're going a little overboard here.
I think
the weather. You can't. How can they control that?
You can't control that.
How can they control that?
There's no machine to control
well,
that.
Maybe the baby on Family Guy can figure it out.
They should get on that, is what I'm saying.
I like that there was actually a lot of people there.
Yeah,
instead of this 30,000 at Wrigley.
Yeah, 67,000 people or something like that. That was nice to see, you know.
Still nowhere near a record, but
no.
Yeah, okay.
But they're looking at putting in football stadiums for the next couple here as well. You know, possibly Denver, possibly a couple other places. So
I think they should do it in a high school gym. They could get at least 17 people there.
Absolutely. We set an attendance record for a high school gym.
They should have the Islanders playing so that they wouldn't notice a difference.
Oh, there it is. And with that, we're going to get on to our GABBYs, the good and bad by you. Send in your best and worst players or plays in the world of sport each week, and we'll try to put it up here. Our first one on the good is Dustin Byfuglien, Jim. He didn't do anything crazy this week, 3 points in 3 games, but he scored his 15th goal in 40 points, 40th point in 41 games, and lost to the Devils. You know who else played that game?
Oh, I do.
Do you?
I think he's making about $100 million in his current contract.
$100 million man.
Scored his 9th goal of the season and 20th point.
Gotta love that.
Mr.
Ilya Kovalchuk himself. You know, good for Dustin Byfuglien. Keep it up. Also on our good side, at around this time last year, Tiger Woods' world was just beginning to collapse. But don't feel too bad for him. This is the good side of things. Golf Digest still says that he was the top earner in golf with $74 million.
You know, I didn't win any tournaments this year either.
No.
Not making anywhere near that.
That's
I
so
drink
weird.
Gatorade. I drink all kind, you know.
Somebody should be giving you $74 million a year.
I'll drive whatever car you want me to drive.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it was down from
What's up, Nike?
Yeah. It was down from his $121 million the year before,
and
but
still won.
Still $74 million.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. Our third on the good side here is the Spengler Cup took place this week, as it does every year, this time of year, world's oldest hockey tournament.
That's
still going. We only got, Team Canada only got second, but I'm putting this in the good side because...
Only second?
Only second.
You're in a bad mood, aren't you?
I am. I want to win! And but we played 5 games in 4.5 days, as Coach Mark Messier kept saying. Oilers goaltender Jeff Delorier played for Team Canada and was named outstanding goaltender of the tournament. They lost the last game to SK St. Petersburg of the KHL with Yashin and Finneganov. I thought overall good tournament.
Yeah, you know, it's... if you want to say it's fair that the New York Islanders loaned their highest paid player to SK St. Petersburg. Well, he plays for them and they're still... I forgot.
Right.
Sorry, my bad.
Well, we loaned our third, fourth goaltender to
that's
them.
Right.
You know.
Good for Delorier, though. That's good, because he's probably... maybe having a bit of a tumultuous season.
Yeah, it's good
with Gerber being the number one.
Exactly.
In New York City.
Good for him to get the games too. I mean,
absolutely.
5 games in basically 5 days. I mean, he probably hasn't seen action like that in forever. Well, since he played with the Oilers last year. So good for him to get that and named outstanding.
Maybe it'll be a confidence boost for him.
It'd be nice to see. You know, yeah, absolutely. Or maybe it'll just showcase him for deadline day deal or something like that.
Absolutely.
Too. So on the bad side of our GABBYs, PETA, the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, is in the news. Upset over a picture posted on Twitter by Boston Celtics point guard Rajon Rondo. It shows, I just like his name a lot. It shows Nate Robinson wearing a fur coat, apparently given to him by Shaquille O'Neal. Does PETA just not have anything better to do, Jim?
Yeah, we should call them META. Morons for the ethical treatment.
Nice. I bet you no one's made that joke ever.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, that's good.
If you haven't seen the pictures, I'm pretty sure it's Shaquille O'Neal's jacket because it goes down to his feet.
So you know it is.
Nate Robinson's a little guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know, these guys, it seems like every time they're in the news, it's for something stupid.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, always stupid. And like, it doesn't seem like, especially with sports, the crime doesn't necessarily fit how much of a big deal PETA makes of it.
Yeah.
And, these guys are starting to drive me.
I personally think he should be executed for wearing a fur coat.
Right. As says Tucker Carlson.
Call me
Tucker
Fox
Carlson
News.
on Fox News about Michael Vick. Second on our bad side is Yao Ming. Poor Yao Ming. He hasn't played since early November and probably won't play again until next season. But he leads the NBA All-Star voting for the Western Conference for centers.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, is there no one better out there? Two questions here, Jim. Is there no one better out there? And really, is the fan balloting, how much of a joke is the fan balloting?
It's another example of why it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, these big guys have problems with their bodies, they're always hurt, some of them. But he's played like 4 games.
Yeah.
He hasn't played since early November. How is he? And Houston, they're not even that good.
No.
How is he leading all the votes? And Andrew Bynum is second. He's been out for most of the season. He's just only back in the lineup starting in December.
Yeah.
He's second in voting. Surely there's some more deserving players out there.
Don't call me Shirley. I'm sure that I'm sure that like
this guy.
Yeah, I know, right? You know what it is? It's the Chinese government getting all the people
right.
in China to vote on the NBA All-Star voting.
Right. While doing calculus.
While doing calculus, uphill both ways.
Yeah.
On the last one on the bad side of our GABBYs for this week is our good friend Brett Favre, who we've talked about a lot. He's been good for a lot of stories. He didn't play in Sunday's tilt against the Lions. He's been inactivated. Does this mean his career is over, Jim?
It's tough to say. He says it is.
Yeah, well, he said that before too.
Yeah.
If his career is really over, our final memories of the old gunslinger will be a couple of heavy hits, a $50,000 fine for not being candid, about an investigation about his alleged below-the-belt pictures. He allegedly sent to a Jets employee.
Yeah.
Is that the legacy he wants to leave behind?
I don't know. I think that might be what brings him back. Concussions and saying, so I sit out my last game.
That's right. So he comes back for another season.
His last play is him getting rocked.
Just worked. Yeah.
And then fined.
I think it might be time to...
he might be back.
He might be back to fix his legacy, or, again, if he had retired last year, none of this would have happened.
But he wouldn't have the streak he does now.
That's right. Moving on to quick hits now. We were talking about it last time on our show, and, we're kind of predicting... We know what's going on.
We're basically the Mayans of sports.
Exactly. Dwayne Roloson this week is dealt from the New York Islanders to the Tampa Bay Lightning for a former first-round pick who will probably never play a game for the Islanders. Is this a steal of a deal for Tampa Bay GM Steve Yzerman?
I think it's a pretty solid deal. Roloson, he can stop pucks.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll face as many shots as he does in Long Island, but I think I'd say a steal for Tampa Bay. We'll see.
Good for your boy Stevie Y. We were talking about the University of Connecticut's women's basketball team last week and their consecutive win streak. They won one more game after we talked about it and then lost to 9th-ranked Stanford to end the streak at 90 victories. Is this a disappointing loss?
Well, I like the symmetry of the whole thing. They lost to Stanford before the streak started. They lost them at the end. It's just like the UCLA men's basketball team who had the previous streak. They lost to Notre Dame on either side.
Nice. Thanks again for watching. That's our 15 Minutes of Fame up for this week. Check us out next week when we get a whole new 15 Minutes of Fame. I'm Jeffrey Driscoll.
And I'm Jim Kerr.
Thanks for watching.